The second thing I want to really talk with you seriously about is the price of water. Frankly, you don't pay anything for it. I mean that literally, nothing. Nothing. Even when you do write a check to a water utility, either the municipal water department or a private corporation regulated by the State Public Utility Commission, even when you do that, it's not for water. It's for the cost of service. So you add up the cost of the utility, of pumping water, of treating the water, of delivering the water, the energy costs, all the rest of that, fixing the pipes, building the system. That's what you're paying for, the system. There's no commodity charge for water. And remarkably, in some communities, there's not even a commodity charge. Would you believe in the middle of this drought that the cities of Sacramento and Fresno still have hundreds of thousands of homes without meters? No water meters? You cannot manage what you do not measure. You can't do it. And fully a third of American rate structures for water are either flat rates or decreasing block rates, so that the more water you use, the less you pay for the final unit of water. Well, my goodness, this is bizarre. So what I advocate is for increasing block rates. Now let's be clear, let's start with the human right to water. If the richest country in the history of the world can't make that commitment, then we're a sorry lot. Let's just do it. It's the right thing to do. But you know, it's not that much water. It turns out maybe 12 to 15 gallons a day per person will get basic human needs handled. If you multiply that by 300 million Americans, what do you come up with? 1% of the water that we use daily in the United States. So let's do that. Let's just do it because it's the right thing to do. Then we can have an adult discussion about how to price the other 99%. And I think it needs to be with increasing block rates to create the incentive to use less. Now this is controversial too. And whenever I'm on stage in the presence of elected officials and I start talking about raising water rates, they look around for their chief of staff like, you know, why am I on the stage with you? This is terrible. Well, frankly, I don't care about that. And the reason why I don't care about that is because I have tenure. Don't expect your public officials to get out in front of you on this. I mean, raising water rates, boy, there's nothing to bring out a mob than the proposal to raise water rates. And it's usually fanned by the press. It says, 29% increase in water rates proposed by the council. And then it turns out to be, that's $2.15. It's less than a latte at Starbucks, but people are all exercised. And I think it's because they have this imagination, this imaginary sense that water is infinite and like air, but it isn't. And I take it just the opposite. I think there's a stewardship obligation on government to charge for water, not let people use it profitably. And I think that's the way we need to go. And I really want to hammer this home because as I go around, I meet all kinds of interesting people, inventors and engineers, and so many of them have built a better water mousetrap, a better filter, a better timer, a better something. And yet, almost to a person, none of them has a viable business plan because the cost of water is just too darn low. We need to address the cost of water. And we can have an adult discussion. We can take the surplus that we raise and put it back into the water system. You can put it into K-12. I don't care what you do with it, but we need to price water appropriately. So first, toilets. Second, pricing water.